the table, the donkey, and the stick. Once there was a woman with 3 sons, Tom, Bob, and Jack. Tom was the youngest. Bob came next, and Jack was the oldest. They lived in a village. They were happy, but their mother was very poor, so the boys looked for work. Tom worked for a kind man in the next town. The man made tables and other things from wood. Tom worked very hard for 1 year. When the year ended, the kind man gave him a table. It looked old and dirty, but it was a magic table. "Say to the table, 'I am hungry.' Then wonderful food will appear on it by magic," said the man, with a smile. "You are very kind," said Tom to the man, and he left. He went from country to country and from city to city, and he was always happy. He carried his table on his back. When he wanted food, he put the table down, in the street, by a river, under a tree. He said to the table, "I am hungry," and lovely food appeared. Some months later, he thought, "I would like to see my mother. I'll go home." On the last night of his journey to his mother's house, he came to an old house. An old man lived there. "Can I stay the night here?" he asked the old man. "Yes, you can stay here, but I can't give you any food," said the old man. "Don't give me any food," Tom said. "You can eat with me." Then he put down his table and said, "I am hungry." Wonderful food appeared, and they ate it. Now this man was not a good man. He was a jealous man. "I want this boy's table," he thought. "It will give me food. I can sell the food to other people. I will never be hungry again." When Tom was asleep that night, the old man took the magic table from Tom's room. He worked all night and made a new table. It looked the same. He put it next to Tom's bed. The next morning, Tom put the new table on his back, and he walked to his mother's house. Tom's mother was very happy when she saw her youngest son. "What did you do when you were away?" she asked. "I made tables," said Tom, "and I have a table here." "It's not a very nice table," said his mother. "But it's a magic table," answered Tom. "When I say to it, 'I am hungry,' beautiful food appears on it." "Show me," said his mother. "Let's invite our friends from the village. Then everybody can see the magic," said Tom. Tom's mother invited everybody from the village. Tom put his table down in front of them and said, "I am hungry." But nothing happened. No wonderful food appeared on the table. Everybody laughed and went away. Tom was very angry. He knew now. The old man had his magic table. Tom was very unhappy. He ran away from home and went back to his old job. He wrote to his brother, Jack. His letter told the story of the magic table and the jealous old man. Bob, the second brother, worked with a friendly man in a village many kilometres away. Bob worked very hard for 1 year. When the year ended, the man gave Bob a donkey. "You can't sit on this donkey," the man said, "but it is a good donkey." "It's very small. Why is it a good donkey?" asked Bob. "Because it's a magic donkey," answered the man. "Put a box under its mouth, say the magic word, bricklebat, and gold will suddenly fall from its mouth. Catch the gold in the box. You will never be poor." "You are very kind," Bob said to the man. Bob went from country to country and from city to city, and he was always happy. He took the donkey with him. He bought the most expensive clothes and ate the most wonderful food. He stayed in the best houses. When he wanted more money, he said, "Bricklebat," to the donkey. Some months later, Bob thought, "I would like to see my mother. I'll go home." On the last night of his journey, he came to the old house. The jealous old man was there. "Can I stay the night here?" he asked. "Yes, you can stay here, but I want money for your food and your bed." "Money?" cried Bob. "You can have a lot of money." Bob ate lovely food at Tom's table. The old man asked for some money. Bob put his hand in his coat, but there was nothing in it. "Wait," said Bob. "I'll get some." He took a box and went outside to the donkey. The old man followed him to the door. He stood behind the door, and Bob did not see him. "Where is his money?" the old man thought. "I'll watch him. When he's asleep, I'll take his money." Bob put the box under the donkey's mouth. He said the magic word. The gold fell into the box. The old man's mouth opened wider and wider. "I want that donkey," he thought. Later that night, when Bob was asleep, the old man went outside. He found another donkey and put it in the place of the magic donkey. The next morning, Bob took the new donkey and walked to his mother's house. Bob's mother was very happy when she saw her son. "What did you do when you were away?" she asked. "I worked for a man," said Bob, "and he gave me this donkey." "It's a very small donkey," said his mother. "Is it strong?" "No," answered Bob, "but it's a magic donkey. When I say the magic word, gold falls from its mouth. Call your friends. Let's show them." Everybody came from the village. "Now, watch this," said Bob. "Bricklebat." Everybody looked at the donkey. The donkey looked at them. Nothing happened. No gold fell from its mouth. Everybody laughed, and Bob was very angry. He knew now the old man had his magic donkey. he ran away from home and went back to his old job. He wrote to his brother, Jack. His letter told the story of the magic donkey and the jealous old man. Jack worked with a woodcutter. He worked very hard for 1 year. When the year ended, the woodcutter gave Jack a beautiful box. There was a stick inside it. "Thank you for the beautiful box," said Jack. "But I don't want the stick. I'll put something prettier than a stick in this lovely box." "It's a magic stick," said the woodcutter. "When somebody is unkind to you, the stick will help you. You say, 'Stick, out of the box.' The stick will jump out of the box and it will hit them. When you say, 'Stick, back in the box,' it will stop hitting them." Jack took the box and started his journey home. On the last night of his journey, he came to the old house. The jealous old man was there. He gave Jack some food. Then Jack told him about his journey. "Do you know," said Jack, "that there is a magic table? You say, 'I am hungry,' to the table. Then wonderful food appears on it. And there is a magic donkey. You say, 'Bricklebat,' to it, and gold falls from its mouth. But I have something better than the magic table or the magic donkey in this box. Nothing in the world is as good as this." "What is it?" thought the jealous old man. "I want it." When Jack went to bed, he put the box on the floor. He shut his eyes. After some time, the old man came into Jack's room. He looked at Jack. Quietly, he put his hand on the box. Suddenly, Jack jumped out of bed. "Stick, out of the box!" he cried. The stick hit the jealous old man on his head and arms and back. The old man wanted to run away, but he couldn't. "Give me the magic table and the magic donkey. Then I will put the stick back in the box," said Jack. "Yes, yes," cried the old man. "You can have them. Stop the stick! Stop the stick!" The next day, Jack took the table, the donkey, and the stick, and he walked to his mother's house. Jack's mother was very happy when she saw her son. "What did you do when you were away?" she asked. "I worked with a woodcutter," said Jack. "He gave me this stick." "A stick?" cried his mother angrily. "Why did he give you a stick? You can get a stick from every tree in the world." "Yes," said Jack. "But this is a magic stick. When somebody is unkind to me, I say, 'Stick, out of the box.' It jumps out of the box and hits them. It only stops when I say, 'Stick, back in the box.' My brothers had a magic table and a magic donkey. A jealous old man took them. With this stick, I got them back again." Jack's mother was very happy. She wrote to Tom and Bob and told them the story. They came home. She invited everybody from the village to their house. Everybody sat round the magic table and ate wonderful food. Everybody took home a bag of gold from the magic donkey's mouth. From that day, the old woman and her 3 sons lived very happily.
Welcome to the English Learning Marathon. I'm Jake.
And I'm Marceline.
In this episode, we're going to explain some useful words from the story The Table, the Donkey, and the Stick.
Today's vocabulary is jealous, asleep, next to something, coat, woodcutter, unkind, and shut. We'll explain each word in simple English, give a real-life example, and then connect it to the story. 1. Jealous.
Marceline, let's start with jealous. When you are jealous, you feel bad or angry because another person has something you want. Maybe they have more money, a better job, or more attention.
For example, imagine your friend gets a new phone and you really want the same phone. You feel upset inside and maybe think, why don't I have that? That bad, envious feeling is jealousy. You are jealous of your friend.
In the story, the old man is jealous of Tom's magic table and Bob's magic donkey. He wants the magic things for himself, so he steals them. His jealousy makes him do bad things.
So remember, jealous is a negative feeling when you want what someone else has and you're unhappy they have it.
2. Asleep.
The next word is asleep. When you are asleep, you are not awake, you are sleeping.
A real-life example: at night, when you go to bed, you close your eyes, and after some time, you are asleep. If someone calls your name, you might not hear them because you are asleep.
In the story, Tom is asleep when the old man takes his magic table. Bob is also asleep when the old man changes his magic donkey. They can't see what happens because they are sleeping.
3. Next to something.
Now, let's look at the phrase, next to something. If something is next to another thing, it is very close to it, usually touching or almost touching. It means by the side of or beside.
For example, if you sit next to your friend in class, your chairs are side by side. You are sitting very close together.
In the story, after the old man steals the magic table, he puts the new normal table next to Tom's bed. That means the table is very close to the bed, at the side of the bed.
So when you hear next to something, think of two things in almost the same place, side by side, like a bed with a table right next to it. 4. Coat.
The next word is coat. A coat is a piece of clothing that you wear over your other clothes when it is cold or when you go outside. It usually has long sleeves and can have buttons or a zip.
A real-life example: in winter, when it's snowing, you put on a coat to stay warm. Maybe it has pockets for your hands and maybe a hood for your head.
In the story, Bob puts his hand in his coat to look for money, but he doesn't find any there. Later, he gets money from the magic donkey.
So remember, a coat is that warm outer layer of clothing you wear outside, especially in cold weather. 5. Woodcutter.
Our next word is woodcutter. A woodcutter is a person whose job is cutting wood or cutting down trees. They usually cut trees into pieces for firewood or for building things.
In real life, a woodcutter might work in a forest. They cut down trees, chop them into logs, and sell the wood to people who need it for heating or building.
In the story, Jack works with a woodcutter. He helps this man, and after 1 year of hard work, the woodcutter gives him a beautiful box with a magic stick inside. So, a woodcutter is someone who earns money by cutting trees and wood. The word is made from wood plus cutter.
6. Unkind.
The next word is unkind. When someone is unkind, they are not nice. They do or say things that can hurt other people's feelings, or they behave in a cruel or selfish way.
For example, if a child laughs at another child and says, "You're stupid," that is unkind. If someone refuses to help a person who really needs help, that is also being unkind.
In the story, when somebody is unkind to Jack, the magic stick helps him. When Jack says, "Stick, out of the box," the stick comes out and hits the unkind person. So the stick protects Jack from unkind people.
Notice the word form. Kind means nice and caring. Unkind is the opposite. Adding un makes it negative. 7. Shut.
Our last word is shut. Shut means the same as close, to move something so that an opening is no longer open. You can shut a door, shut a window, or shut your eyes.
A real-life example, when you leave your house, you shut the door so it is not open. At night, when you go to sleep, you shut your eyes.
In the story, Jack goes to bed and shuts his eyes. He looks like he is sleeping, but he is waiting for the jealous old man to try to take the box.
So remember, shut is another way to say close. We often say shut the door, shut your eyes, or shut the box. Let's quickly review the words. Jealous, asleep, next to something, coat, woodcutter, unkind, and shut.
You can pause here and try to make your own example sentences with each word. Say them out loud. It really helps your memory.
Thanks for listening to this vocabulary episode from The Table, the Donkey, and the Stick.
This was Jake.
And Marceline from the English Learning Marathon. See you in the next episode.
Welcome back to the English Learning Marathon Q&A podcast about the story, The Table, the Donkey, and the Stick. Today, we'll ask you lots and lots of simple questions so you can answer out loud and improve your English. Ready?
Remember, after each question, we'll pause so you can answer. Don't be shy. Speak out loud, even if you're alone.
1. Characters and family. Let's start with the family. How many sons does the woman have?
She has 3 sons.
What are the sons' names?
Their names are Tom, Bob, and Jack.
Is Tom the youngest or the oldest son?
Tom is the youngest son.
Is Jack the youngest son?
No, Jack is not the youngest son. Jack is the oldest son.
Who is the oldest son, Tom or Jack?
Jack is the oldest son.
Who comes in the middle between Tom and Jack?
Bob is in the middle.
Do they live in a city or a village?
They live in a village.
Are they sad or are they happy?
They are happy, but their mother is very poor.
Is their mother rich?
No, she is not rich. She is very poor.
2. Why do the boys leave home?
Why do the boys look for work? What is the reason? They look for work because their mother is very poor.
Do the boys sit at home and do nothing, or do they look for work?
They look for work.
Is the mother lazy or just poor?
She is poor, not lazy. The story only says she is poor.
3. Tom and the magic table. Let's talk about Tom. Does Tom work in the same village or in the next town?
Tom works for a kind man in the next town.
What does the man make? Cables or shoes?
He makes tables and other things from wood.
How long does Tom work for the kind man? 1 year or 10 years?
Tom works for 1 year.
At the end of the year, does the man give Tom money or a table?
He gives Tom a table.
Does the table look beautiful and new or old and dirty?
It looks old and dirty.
Is the table a normal table or a magic table?
It is a magic table.
What must Tom say to the table? I am hungry or I am tired?
He must say, I am hungry.
What happens when he says, I am hungry to the table?
Wonderful food appears on the table.
Does Tom need to cook the food himself?
No, he doesn't need to cook. The food appears by magic.
Where does Tom put the table when he wants to eat? Only in the house or in many places?
He puts the table in many places, in the street, by a river, under a tree.
When Tom travels, is he usually happy or unhappy? He's usually happy. Why is he always happy?
Because he has a magic table that gives him food.
4. The jealous old man. First time.
One day, Tom decides to go home. On the last night of his journey, where does he stay? In a hotel or in an old house? He stays in an old house.
Who lives in the old house?
An old man lives there.
Is this old man kind or jealous?
He is a jealous man, and he is not a good man.
Does the old man give Tom food?
No, he says he cannot give food.
Does Tom ask for food from the old man?
No, Tom says, don't give me any food. You can eat with me.
How do they eat? With the magic table or with normal food?
They eat with the magic table.
When the old man sees the magic table, what does he want?
He wants to have the table for himself.
Why does he want the table?
He thinks he will never be hungry again and can sell the food to other people.
Does the old man ask Tom politely for the table, or does he steal it?
He steals it.
When does he take the table? In the day or at night?
He takes it at night when Tom is asleep.
Does he give Tom another table?
Yes, he makes a new table that looks the same but is not magic.
The next morning, does Tom know the table is different?
No, he doesn't know.
When Tom comes home and says, I am hungry, does magic food appear?
No, nothing happens.
How do the people in the village react?
They laugh and then they go away.
When nothing happens, how does Tom feel? Happy or angry?
Tom feels angry and unhappy.
What does Tom understand now?
He understands that the old man has his magic table.
5. Bob and the Magic Donkey. Now let's talk about Bob. Does Bob also work for 1 year?
Yes, Bob also works very hard for 1 year.
What does the man give Bob after 1 year? A table or a donkey?
He gives Bob a donkey.
Can Bob sit on this donkey?
No, he can't sit on it.
Is it a normal donkey or a magic donkey?
It is a magic donkey.
What does Bob have to put under the donkey's mouth? A box or a bag?
He has to put a box under the donkey's mouth.
What magic word does he say? Abracadabra or bricklebat?
He says, bricklebat.
When Bob says bricklebat, what comes from the donkey's mouth?
Gold falls from its mouth.
Where does the gold fall?
It falls into the box.
Because of the magic donkey, is Bob poor or rich?
He becomes rich.
What kind of clothes does he buy? Cheap clothes or the most expensive clothes?
He buys the most expensive clothes.
Does Bob stay in small, simple houses or in the best houses?
He stays in the best houses.
6. The jealous old man, second time.
Later, Bob wants to go home. On the last night of his journey, where does he stay?
He stays in the same old house with the jealous old man. This time, does the old man want money from Bob? Yes, he wants money for food and bed. Does Bob say, I have no money? Or does he say, you can have a lot of money?
He says you can have a lot of money.
Where does Bob get his money? From his pocket or from the donkey? From the donkey, of course. Does the old man watch Bob secretly?
Yes, he watches him from behind the door.
What does the old man see fall from the donkey's mouth?
He sees gold fall into the box.
What does the old man want now? The table or the donkey?
Now he wants the donkey.
When Bob is asleep, what does the old man do?
He goes outside, finds another donkey, and changes them. He takes the magic donkey and gives Bob a normal one.
The next morning, does Bob know it is a different donkey?
No, he doesn't know.
When Bob comes home and says, bricklebat, does gold fall from the donkey's mouth?
No, nothing falls, no gold.
What do the villagers do this time?
They laugh again.
How does Bob feel?
He feels angry and understands that the old man has his magic donkey.
7. Jack and the Magic Stick.
Now let's talk about the third brother, Jack. Who does Jack work with? A baker or a woodcutter?
He works with a woodcutter. How long does he work?
He works very hard for 1 year.
What does the woodcutter give him after 1 year? A donkey or a box?
He gives him a beautiful box with a stick inside.
At first, does Jack want the stick?
No, at first he doesn't want the stick.
Why doesn't he want the stick?
Because he thinks he can get a stick from every tree in the world, so it seems useless.
Is the stick normal or magic?
It is a magic stick.
What must Jack say to make the stick jump out of the box?
He must say, stick, out of the box.
What does the stick do when it jumps out of the box?
It hits the person who is unkind to Jack.
How can Jack stop the stick?
He must say, stick, back in the box.
8. The jealous old man, third time, and punishment. On the last night of his journey, where does Jack stay?
He stays in the same old house again with the jealous old man.
Does Jack tell the old man about the magic table and the magic donkey?
Yes, he tells him about both.
Does Jack say that his stick is better or worse than the table and the donkey?
He says his stick is better than both.
What does the jealous old man think?
He thinks, I want it.
When does the old man try to take the box?
At night, when Jack is in bed.
When the old man touches the box, what does Jack shout?
He shouts, stick, out of the box.
Where does the stick hit the old man?
It hits his head, arms, and back.
Can the old man run away?
No, he cannot. The stick continues to hit him.
What must the old man give Jack to make the stick stop?
He must give back the magic table and the magic donkey.
What does the old man cry?
He cries something like, yes, yes, you can have them. Stop the stick.
When does the stick stop hitting the old man?
It stops when Jack says, stick, back in the box.
9. The happy ending. The next day, what does Jack take to his mother's house?
He takes the table, the donkey, and the stick.
How does the mother feel when she sees Jack?
She is very happy.
What does she think at first about the stick?
She thinks it's useless. She is angry and says he can get a stick from every tree in the world.
Is she right or wrong about this particular stick?
She is wrong because it is a magic stick.
Does Jack explain what the stick can do?
Yes, he explains that it protects him from unkind people.
Does the mother invite the villagers again?
Yes, she invites everybody from the village.
This time, does the table work?
Yes, the magic table works. Wonderful food appears.
Does the donkey give gold this time?
Yes, gold falls from the donkey's mouth.
And what does each villager take home?
Each villager takes home a bag of gold.
At the end of the story, do the old woman and her 3 sons live sadly or happily?
They live very happily.
10. Language and grammar check TPRS style. Now, let's check some language from the story. Listen and think. Is this sentence in the past tense or the present tense? Tom worked very hard for 1 year.
It is in the past tense, worked.
Another one. He says the magic word. Is this past or present?
It is present tense, says.
Listen to this. Gold fell into the box. Is fell present or past?
Fell is past tense.
Now, a different type of question. What magic word does Bob say to the donkey?
He says bricklebat.
Repeat after me, dear listener. Bricklebat.
Again, bricklebat.
What exact sentence does Tom say to the table?
He says, I am hungry.
Dear listener, repeat. I am hungry. One more time, repeat. I am hungry.
Now listen. Stick, out of the box. Is this a question, an order, or a statement?
It's an order, an imperative.
And this one, stick, back in the box. Also an order or something else?
Also an order. Last little challenge. Why is the old man called jealous?
Because he wants the things that belong to the 3 brothers, the table, the donkey, and the stick.
Great job! You answered many questions, you listened, repeated, and thought in English.
If you want, you can listen again and answer out loud one more time. Repetition helps your brain remember the story and the language.
Thanks for joining us in this Q&A podcast about the table, the donkey,
and the stick.
See you next time on the English Learning Marathon.
Welcome back to the English Learning Marathon.
This is our point of view episode for the story The Table, the Donkey, and the Stick.
In this episode, we'll tell the same story in different tenses and from different points of view.
Listen carefully to how the verbs and pronouns change, but the basic story stays the same.
Version 1. Past tense, third-person neutral, storytelling tone. Let's start with the story in the past tense from a third-person narrator.
Once there was a poor woman who lived in a village with her 3 sons, Tom, Bob, and Jack.
Tom was the youngest, Bob was in the middle, and Jack was the oldest. They were happy, but they were very poor, so the 3 sons looked for work.
Tom worked for a kind man who made wooden tables. Tom worked very hard for a year, and at the end of the year, the man gave him a table.
The table looked old and dirty, but it was magic. When Tom said, "I am hungry," wonderful food appeared on the table.
Tom traveled from country to country with the table on his back, and he was always happy and never hungry.
One day, on his way home to visit his mother, he stayed in an old man's house.
Tom used the magic table to make food for both of them. The old man was jealous.
When Tom was asleep, the old man secretly took the magic table and put a normal table in its place.
Tom went home with the fake table. In front of his mother and the neighbors, he said, "I am hungry," but nothing happened.
Everyone laughed, and Tom understood that the jealous old man had his magic table. He was sad and went back to his job.
Bob, the second brother, worked hard for a friendly man who gave him a magic donkey.
When Bob put a box under the donkey's mouth and said, "Bricklebat," gold fell into the box.
Bob traveled, bought expensive clothes, ate wonderful food, and stayed in the best houses.
On his way home, he also stayed at the same old man's house.
The old man watched him and saw the gold fall from the donkey's mouth. He wanted the donkey.
That night, he secretly changed the magic donkey for a normal one.
Bob went home and tried to show the magic to his mother and the villagers, but nothing happened.
Everyone laughed, and Bob understood that the old man had his magic donkey. He was angry and went back to his work.
Jack, the oldest brother, worked for a woodcutter. After a year, the woodcutter gave him a beautiful box with a magic stick inside. When Jack said, "Stick," out of the box, the stick jumped out and hit people who were unkind. When he said, "Stick," back in the box, it stopped.
On the way home, Jack stayed in the same old man's house. He told the old man about the magic table, the magic donkey, and his magic stick.
The jealous old man wanted the stick and tried to steal the box in the night.
But Jack was ready. He shouted, "Stick, out of the box," and the stick hit the old man again and again.
Jack said, "Give me the table and the donkey, and I will stop the stick."
He cried and said, "Yes, yes, take them. Just stop the stick." So I shouted, "Stick, back in the box," and the stick stopped hitting him.
The next day, Jack took the table, the donkey, and the stick back to his mother's house.
Tom and Bob came home. Everyone from the village sat around the magic table and ate wonderful food.
Everyone took a bag of gold from the donkey's mouth, and from that day, the old woman and her 3 sons lived happily.
Version 2. Present tense, third person, more vivid, happening now tone.
Now let's hear the same story again, but this time in the present tense, as if everything is happening right now.
There is a poor woman who lives in a village with her 3 sons, Tom, Bob, and Jack.
Tom is the youngest, Bob is in the middle, and Jack is the oldest. They are happy, but they are very poor, so the 3 sons look for work.
Tom worked for a kind man who made wooden tables.
Tom worked very hard for a year, and at the end of the year, the man gave him a table.
The table looked old and dirty, but it was magic. When Tom said, "I am hungry," wonderful food appeared on the table.
Tom traveled from country to country with the table on his back, and he was always happy and never hungry.
One day, on his way home to visit his mother, he stayed in an old man's house.
Tom used the magic table to make food for both of them. The old man became jealous.
When Tom is asleep, the old man secretly takes the magic table and puts a normal table in its place.
Tom goes home with the fake table. In front of his mother and the neighbors, he said, "I am hungry," but nothing happened.
Everyone laughed, and Tom understood that the jealous old man had his magic table. He was very sad and goes back to his job.
Bob, the second brother, works hard for a friendly man who gave him a magic donkey. When Bob put a box under the donkey's mouth and said, "Bricklebat," gold fell into the box.
Bob traveled, bought expensive clothes, ate wonderful food, and stayed in the best houses.
On his way home, he also stayed at the same old man's house.
The old man watched him and saw the gold fall from the donkey's mouth. He wanted the donkey.
That night, he secretly changed the magic donkey for a normal one.
Bob went home and tried to show the magic to his mother and the villagers, but nothing happened.
Everyone laughed, and Bob understood that the old man had his magic donkey. He was angry and went back to his work.
Jack, the oldest brother, worked for a woodcutter. After a year, the woodcutter gave him a beautiful box with a magic stick inside. When Jack said, "Stick," out of the box, the stick jumped out and hit people who were unkind. When he said, "Stick," back in the box, it stopped.
On the way home, Jack stayed in the same old man's house. He told the old man about the magic table, the magic donkey, and his magic stick.
He saw the old man's eyes. He was greedy.
That night, I pretended to sleep. When the old man came into my room and touched the box, I jumped up and shouted, "Stick, out of the box!"
The stick jumped out and hit the old man on his head, his arms, and his back. He tried to run away, but he couldn't.
I said, "Give me the table and the donkey, and I will stop the stick."
He cried and said, "Yes, yes, take them. Just stop the stick." So I shouted, "Stick," back in the box, and the stick stopped.
The next day, I took the table, the donkey, and the stick back to my mother's house.
Tom and Bob came home. Everyone from the village sat around the magic table and ate wonderful food.
Everyone took a bag of gold from the donkey's mouth, and from that day, the old woman and her 3 sons lived happily. Version 3. First person from Jack's point of view, emotional, reflective tone. Finally, let's listen to the story from Jack's point of view using first person, so Jack is I.
I am Jack, the oldest son. My mother is poor, and I have 2 brothers, Tom and Bob. We love our mother, but we know she has a hard life.
Tom goes away first. He works for a man who makes tables. After a year, he gets a magic table. When he says, "I am hungry," food appears on the table.
I am happy for him, and my mother is happy too. But when he comes home and tries to show the magic to the village, nothing happens. People laugh at him, and he is very upset.
Later, Bob goes away and works hard too. He gets a small magic donkey. When he says, "Bricklebat," gold falls into a box.
He traveled, bought expensive clothes, ate wonderful food, and stayed in the best houses.
On his way home, he tries to show the magic to his mother, and nothing happens. Everyone laughs, and I understand that the old man took the magic table and the magic donkey.
Tom and Bob both write to me. They tell me about a jealous old man in a lonely house. I understand that this man took the magic table and the magic donkey.
I go to work for a woodcutter. After a year, I receive a beautiful box with a magic stick inside.
I learned the words stick out of the box and stick back in the box.
On my way home, I stay in the same old man's house. I talk about the magic table, the magic donkey, and my magic stick. I see the old man's eyes. He is greedy.
That night, I pretend to sleep. When the old man comes into my room and touches the box, I jump up and shout, "Stick out of the box!"
The stick jumped out and hit the old man on his head, his arms, and his back. He tried to run away, but he couldn't.
I said, "Give me the table and the donkey, and I will stop the stick."
He cried and said, "Yes, yes, take them. Just stop the stick." So I shouted, "Stick, back in the box," and the stick stopped.
The next day, I took the table, the donkey, and the stick back to my mother's house.
At first, she is angry when she sees only a stick, but I explain everything. I tell her how my brothers lost their magic things and how I got them back.
We invite Tom and Bob home. We invite all the neighbors, too.
We sit around the magic table. I say, "I am hungry," and wonderful food appears.
Bob says, "Bricklebat," and gold falls from the donkey's mouth.
Everyone is surprised and happy. We all eat well, and everyone takes home a bag of gold.
From that day, my mother, my brothers, and I live happily. And if anyone is unkind, I still have my magic stick in its box.
Hi everyone, I'm Jake.
And I'm Marceline. Today, we will look at the grammar in the story The Table, the Donkey, and the Stick.
Don't worry, we will explain everything slowly and clearly so even beginners can understand.
We will use many examples from the story, and we will explain them in simple English. Let's start.
1. Simple past tense. First, we have the simple past tense. We use it to talk about actions that are finished in the past.
In the story, there is a sentence like, Tom worked very hard for 1 year.
Worked is the past form of work. The action is finished. It happened before now.
Another example from the story, the old man took the magic table.
Take turns to took in the past. One more new example. Jack visited his mother yesterday. Here, visited is simple past. The visit is finished.
2. Was, were, and past states. The past of to be.
Now, let's look at the verb to be in the past. Was and were.
In the story, we see they were happy, but their mother was very poor.
Was is used with I, he, she, and it. For example, he was hungry.
Were is used with you, we, they. For example, they were tired.
In the story, Tom was asleep also shows a state in the past. He was sleeping at that time.
3. Direct speech. Quoted speech.
Next, we have direct speech. This is when we write the exact words that someone says with quotation marks.
For example, in the story, "Can I stay the night here?" he asked the old man.
We can see 2 parts. The spoken words, "Can I stay the night here?" And the reporting clause, "He asked the old man."
Another example, "You are very kind," said Tom to the man.
A new example, "I am tired," said Jack.
We use direct speech a lot in stories to make them feel alive and real.
4. Imperatives, commands.
Now let's talk about imperatives. Imperatives are simple commands.
We usually use the verb without to and without a subject.
In the story, the man says, "Say to the table, I am hungry." Say is an imperative. It's a command.
Another example, watch this, from Bob.
A new example. Listen carefully. We don't say, you listen. We just say, listen.
When plus present, result. In the story, we often see sentences with when and if to talk about what happens in general or every time.
When I say the magic word, gold falls from its mouth.
The structure is when plus present simple, present simple. We use this for things that are always true in that situation.
When somebody is unkind to you, the stick will help you.
A new example. If you press this button, the light turns on. We often use when and if to talk about cause and result.
6. Comparatives and superlatives. Now let's talk about comparatives and superlatives. We use comparatives to compare two things and superlatives for three or more things.
In the story, Jack says, I have something better than the magic table or the magic donkey.
Better is the comparative form of good.
Another example from the story. He bought the most expensive clothes.
Most expensive is a superlative. It means the clothes cost more than all the others.
New examples. Comparative. This table is bigger than that table. Superlative. This is the smallest donkey.
Next, we have modal verbs. In the story, we often see can and will.
Can shows ability or possibility. For example, in the story, you can eat with me.
Another example, I can sell the food to other people. The old man is talking about what is possible.
Will talks about the future or a decision. For example, I will never be hungry again.
New examples. Jack can speak English. Ability. Tom will visit his mother tomorrow. Future.
Now let's look at pronouns and possessives.
Pronouns replace nouns. For example, he, she, they, it, him, her, them.
In the story, we have Tom took the table, he carried it on his back.
He replaces Tom. It replaces the table. His shows that the back belongs to Tom.
Possessive adjectives are my, your, his, her, its, our, their.
New example. Their mother was poor, but they loved her very much. Pronouns help us avoid repeating nouns all the time.
Now let's talk about articles. A, an, and the.
We use a or an when we talk about something for the first time, or when it is not specific.
In the story, we have he came to an old house. This is the first time we hear about this house, so we say an old house.
Later, we say, the old man lived there. Now we know which man, which house. It is specific, so we use the.
New examples. I see a donkey in the street. First time, any donkey. The donkey is very small. Now we know which donkey.
10. Noun clauses with that and what. Next, we have noun clauses. These are parts of a sentence that act like a thing, like a noun.
In the story, there is a sentence like, Bob's letter told the story of the magic donkey.
There are also structures like, do you know that there is a magic table? The part that there is a magic table is a noun clause. It is the thing that you know.
New example. I think that this story is fun. The noun clause, that this story is fun, is the object of I think.
We often use words like that, what, and if to start noun clauses.
11. Time phrases.
Now let's look at time phrases. These tell us when something happens.
In the story, we have phrases like, once there was a woman, some months later, on the last night of his journey.
These phrases help us understand the order of events.
New examples. Yesterday, Tom worked hard. Every year, they visit their mother.
Time phrases are very useful in stories.
12. Cause and effect, with because and so.
Finally, let's talk about cause and effect with because and so.
Because gives the reason. In the story, because it's a magic donkey, gold falls from its mouth.
At the beginning, their mother was poor, so the boys looked for work.
New examples. I was hungry, so I ate dinner. Result. I ate dinner because I was hungry. Reason.
We can use these to connect ideas and explain why things happen.
Ending. Today we looked at many grammar points from the story. Simple past, was, were, direct speech, imperatives, when and if, comparatives and superlatives, modal verbs, pronouns and possessives, articles, noun clauses, time phrases, and cause and effect.
Don't worry if you don't remember everything now. You can listen again, and you can read the story and try to find these grammar points yourself.
The more you read and listen, the easier English grammar will become.
Thanks for learning with us today.
See you in the next episode of your English learning journey.